couple of years ago, people were mad at me because I said we ought to have a Muslim-only check-in line at our airports. There should be a separate line to scrutinize anybody with the name Abdul or Ahmed or Mohammed. We are afraid to offend Muslim Americans who don't want to have their feelings hurt.
I think there are situations like this where we are afraid of being accused of profiling. The fact is, while the overwhelming majority of Muslims are outstanding people, on the other hand, 100% of the Islamic terrorists are Muslims, and that is our main enemy today. So while we should not be profiling people because of their religion, at the same time, we should not be bending over backwards to somehow keep them off a list.
You know, we're not going to, just because you're a Muslim does not mean you're an enemy of the United States, but I thought Pete King made an excellent point, which is these terrorists are Islamic extremists, and so we do have to be on the lookout from people from the Middle East or from largely Muslim countries.
If we do start a check line just for Muslims every time they're flying, we are turning possibly 1 billion of the world's people against the United States. I mean, we have to.
It can't get any worse.
It actually can get a lot worse.
How much worse.
And the worst situation is to have 1 billion of the world's people helping to harbor terrorists and increasing their animus against the United States.
This is the problem we've got.
They're not doing that now when his own father is calling the U.S. Embassy.
Yeah. Remember, there have been so many complaints about, quote, profiling by the, quote, Islamic civil rights groups that they stopped basically profiling, and that basically led to not putting this guy on to the terrorist watch list. There would have been too much of an outcry. Number two, he was put on in the last month.
I'll remind everyone that the person responsible for the second worst act of terrorism in this country, his last name was McVeigh.
Oh, here we go, Tim McVeigh again. We're not at war with Tim McVeigh's, Richard. We're at war with Muslim extremists named Abdul and Ahmed. These are young, angry terrorists who want to kill you, and they want to kill me, and you know it. Stop with the PC crap. Take these people and put them into a back room and make sure they don't have a condom filled with explosives in their legs.
But we're still not doing the things we need to do. Our profiling system is not adequate. We don't want to offend anyone. So we have a politically correct airline security system in the United States, and that's not good enough.
Had they done that swab test on his particular body or person, this could have led us to find him.
In fact, he should have had that secondary screening, and the reason he should have had that secondary screening is because he bought his ticket with cash, he had no luggage, he fit the fact-based pattern
and a one-way ticket.
Should have been and a one-way ticket, and he should have been profiled.
But let's not profile him.
Not because he had a funny-sounding name. We don't do that in this country. What this says is that we are still a country at war. We have to be very vigilant. The administration is doing the same sorts of things that we did in the prior administration.
But let's not make the Muslim world mad at us.
What we can't do is do it at expense of our civil liberties.
We got to leave it there.